Would you climb a 32-foot ladder, crawl through an 18-inch tunnel, and scale the side of a cliff just to tour an ancient house? We've made it to Mesa Verde and we are about to go on the balcony house tour. I'm so excited. I've been very nervous about this, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So come on with us, let's go. This is the tour that has all the ladders and little tunnel that you squeeze through. So it's going to be a really exciting way to explore these ancient ruins. Are you excited?
Oh yeah, ready to rock.
Balcony House is located inside Mesa Verde National Park in southwest Colorado. The cliff dwelling is only visited through a ranger-led tour and takes about an hour. The park describes it as one of the most adventurous cliff dwelling tours here. So which tribes are able to access the park as part of their culture?
We have 27 different tribes and pueblos that we cooperate with. People who have history here through, 2,000 different years of everything we found here. Mm-hmm. And they can come in for any kind of religious purpose into the park.
The visitor center actually has a structure you can squeeze through to make sure you fit. We somehow missed that, so I was paranoid the whole way up that I would get stuck. Once we caught the first glimpse of the ladder, we realized that just getting in to this cliff dwelling was a major part of the experience. Here's our first stop. It's not super vertical. Well, I thought it was going to be like the Via Ferrata. That's like, instead of being like this. This tour answered one of my long-standing questions. Where did they get water? These cliffs actually produce Seep Springs. They are currently conducting studies to see just how much water is held in the rock. Even during this extreme drought, there was water seeping out of the rock. So this was an area where they could collect water to drink and cook right there in their dwelling where they were living. This is the part where the tour starts to feel less like visiting a museum and more like an actual outdoor adventure. I was surprised that there are no limits to how many people are allowed on the ladder at a time. You have to really trust that the person at the top is not going to slip and take out the rest of us at the bottom. I could never comprehend raising kids in a cliff dwelling. But after seeing how well Sam navigated the ladders and the cliffs, it made life there seem possible. You did it. You did awesome.
That was good, Sam. You did good.
After climbing the ladder, we immediately entered the first narrow passageway. We were able to remain standing and walk through. It becomes fairly dark. Remember, don't hit your head.
We will only go up from here.
Yeah. Mom is not great.
You did it though.
That was years ago, 5 years ago when they built it.
What is it?
These have the T entrances, huh?
Yeah.
You can see for look down. Down there. Don't drop your camera.
The camera's how I can actually see what it is. What did you think of the ladder?
Oh, it did not feel great. That one felt great. The big one was terrifying.
That transition is one of the best moments of the entire tour. One second, you're crawling through a dark passage, and the next you're looking at a beautiful stone balcony that looks out onto an open landscape beyond the cliff. The canyon is beautiful. Talk about an ancient million-dollar view. And the construction of Balcony House is definitely top of the line. It looks much sturdier and better crafted than many of the other cliff dwellings that we've seen on our tour around Canyon of the Ancients. They put this mesh over the wood because crows have been coming and actually pecking and stealing the wood and tearing it apart. So this was their preservation effort. They said there were about 30 people who lived there at the time. You can see how much work and effort went into shaping this space to create such a beautiful home for their family. After we explored this area of the balcony, we went up another short ladder, and then we were greeted with yet another narrow passageway. Looking at these kivas makes history much easier to understand. It's one thing to read about cliff dwellings or see the photos. It's a whole other thing to actually stand inside the room and get to see what they touched and the paintings that they created on the walls.
So that's the spring, and then the kitchen was here where they would cook, so they had their oven and their water together.
Yeah, that's where they had the water coming in.
You can see how much work and effort went into shaping this space, that this was definitely a generational project to create such a beautiful home for their family. The walls are also a reminder that these are not just rocks that somebody happened to stack up. These were carefully built, they were occupied, and they were also maintained. From inside the balcony house, you look out across the canyon and you could just imagine seeing fires glittering off in the distance at night. Seeing my whole family walk in the footsteps of the Puebloans really does make the history come alive. The next phase of this is where this tour gets real, because we had to squeeze through this tight tunnel, and you have to form a line. I mean, you can only go through one at a time through the tunnel, and so you're kind of enjoying milling around, looking at the sights as you wait for the line to move on. And then when it's your turn and you realize, oh my gosh, I've got this backpack on, I've got to squeeze through here, kind of made me feel a little bit paranoid that I wouldn't make it. But the tour guide said, if it's tight, you can lay on your back and push yourself through with your feet if you have to. So, I had a plan B. You have to crawl through a tunnel that is only about 18 inches wide and 27 inches tall. The tunnel is around 12 feet long. It's short, but it definitely changes the feeling of the tour. You go from climbing in the open air to moving through a tight space with the rock directly above and beside you.
Yes, sir. Why do we have to do this? Another. That can fit.
You think I can fit?
Mexico.
I hope I can fit.
Oh, that was sweet. The one rock has the top over there.
Oh my gosh. Look up when you come in here.
Yeah.
Well, not my shoulder, it's quite.
This was a fairly tall ladder that you don't come out onto a landing. You actually come out into carved stairs into the cliff. And so fortunately there are chains to hold on to because they're fairly shallow stairs, and it is definitely the edge of a cliff. After moving through the dwelling, squeezing through the tunnel, the climb back up gives us one final reminder that this was an active tour. This was not just a casual stroll through an ancient site. And honestly, looking back down from the top makes the route seem even more impressive than it did on the way in. The ending of the tour is almost too abrupt. I was so immersed into this adventure through time that when it was over, I found it hard to believe.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is it over? Oh. What'd you think?
It was pretty cool.
What should you know before booking this tour? Definitely be comfortable with ladders. Tight spaces, you have got to be able to climb a ladder by yourself. Wear shoes with good traction. Today is not the day to bust out the Crocs. Now, if you're uncomfortable with heights or tight spaces, don't do this. There's other places that you can check out that won't cause you to have a panic attack. Thank you so much for watching. This was incredible. 10 out of 10. You've got to come check it out for yourself. Bye.